what's up sellers? It's Rob Cosman from sellingfromthebeach.com, and in this video I want to take you through what my 12 best tools for selling on Amazon is. A couple links. First of all, if you're looking for a free FBA course, you can check out my oamasterclass.com/free FBA. It's a free course, get you started. It's good for both Canadians and Americans. Just selling on .ca.com, how to set everything up correctly, how to save a few dollars on your setup fee if you're Canadian. That's a good hack. And just make sure that you've got everything to begin with, your account set up correctly, your taxes are configured correctly, and get you a little bit of training to get you going. If you're ready to take the next step, I suggest you look at my on-demand training. It's oamasterclass.com/webinar, where I take you through, exactly how my framework works, what I use, how I've been able to make sales online, doing OA flipping, just buying from other websites, selling back on Amazon. It's a great model and it works very well. So if you want to grab that, take a look at the on-demand training. I walk you through kind of my framework, how I do it, Amazon flips, and some other things that are pretty profitable. But in this video right now, I want to take you through 12 best tools that I personally use. There's a lot of tools out there. You can spend a lot of money. Some of them are free, some of them aren't. And I just wanted to go through, what I like, what works for me. There might be better tools out there. I don't know. I mean, this is just what I use. So hopefully they're beneficial to you. So number one, the absolute must, table stakes, what everybody should have is Keepa, Keepa.com. Again, I'll put all the links down in the description. Some of them will be affiliate links, some of them don't have affiliates, so just click away. But hey, if you can use the links, if this is beneficial, maybe I make a couple bucks off of showing you. But Keepa is the first one. So this you want to get, there's a free version, get that obviously, but you might want to, I get the paid one because that gives you more data about the sales trends, the sales rank, which is what you want. There's a multitude of data that's in Keepa, but Keepa is so powerful to see historical trends of everything, what it's selling. I mean, this is kind of what you live and die by. So get the Keepa plugin. They have a nice Chrome extension, and this is the chart. Like a chart like this will show up on every one of your listings if you're using Google Chrome. So I've got a lot of these that are Google Chrome extensions, so that's the browser you want to use. So you go to the Amazon listing, boom, this is going to show up at the bottom, and you'll be able to see the data and make wise decisions right there. This is absolutely the most critical one to get. Also, what is really good is you can set Keepa alerts. So if you see something and you're like, the price every once in a while, maybe it drops for a really good deal, which is good for Amazon flips, you can set alerts. So you can say, hey, send me an email when it reaches that point, and then that's when you grab it. So you get an email, or you can configure a text, I think, but it's a must. Get Keepa, free or paid. Get the paid. I think it's like €15 a month or something like that. But so worth it. Second one is what I like. It's called AZ Insight. So this is a screenshot from that you'll see on your Amazon listing once you install this Chrome plugin. It's a one-time fee, I think, for the year. Super reasonable. Basically what this does is it gives you so much data right here on this one screen. Allows you to quickly put in, like it'll pull in what kind of the current selling price is. So in this case it was $85.94, and I put in my buy cost real quick. As you can see, there's FBA side and then there's the FBM. So I always use the FBA because I don't do merch fulfilled. Put in my buy cost right there. Boom, it's showing me what my profit is, my ROI, my margin, my fees, like everything is right there. And there's so much more data. I don't even show all of it in this, but as you can see, there's also variations in stock checker up here at the top. You've got the calculator. You click on the variations and it'll show you all the different variations, which is great if you're doing shoes or clothing or anything with a lot of different variations. It allows you to look at the reviews really quick to see, okay, what are the ones that are getting the most reviews, what sizes, so you're making the right decisions based on color and stuff like that. And it actually has a stock checker as well, so if you want to see what your competitors are and how many they have in stock. Keepa also pulls some of that data, but so does AZ Insight. And it's also got a bunch of data about your historical sales, 30-day, 90-day, what's the buy box usually, all the weight. You can see if it's like large, standard, oversized, which is important now with inventory restrictions and the different sizes you're putting in. This just saves me so much time. I don't have to go and look it up and figure out the fees. Boom, just plop it in there real quick. I can figure out if it's worthwhile or not. So much data in this one spot. I don't have to go anywhere. So this and Keepa is just like gold to me. Okay, this is paid. There's a 10-day free trial. I'm going to put the link down below. Try it out. Change your life. Like, this is, if I was spending my money, I'd spend it on this and Keepa. Okay, if I was limited. Now, AMZ Seller Browser. This is cool. It's a free plugin, Chrome plugin, and what it does, so as you're cruising around, like if you search Lego or you search whatever this is, garlic presses, do not launch garlic press. It shows you this little image now. It'll show you the page ranking right away. It'll show you if it's sold by Amazon. Sorry, the sales rank, if it's sold by Amazon. It's so much data really quickly as you're starting to browse through to decide if you even actually want to click on the listing or not. And as you hover over, it'll also show you the Keepa data. And like, it's really good. It's free. I would get this one. It's just sweet to kind of browse through. But remember, as you start to add more stuff in Chrome, Chrome's a bit of a RAM hog, so you want to make sure you got a decent computer to handle it. But I really like this one, and it's free. Okay. Number 4. I don't know. Poor my buddy Tim made this. I can't pronounce it. Arbinon, whatever. OA search calls it Rexraptor. He's got 2 different ones, but what it allows you to do is basically you install it. Again, another Chrome plugin, but you can highlight like a title. You can highlight a UPC. This is what I do. I either highlight the title or highlight the UPC of a listing, like if I'm on Walmart or something like that, and then I right click, and there's an option, and it'll search either that UPC or that title on both Amazon.ca, Amazon.com, like eBay, whatever you want. So I have it because I'm doing a lot of Canada, US. I do both countries. So I flip it and boom, it opens it up in both tabs, the Canadian listing and the US listing. So then I can quickly see, okay, is this profitable to send it on .com or .ca? What does it look like? Is it available on one and not the other? And then it also gives you these 2 little tabs at the top that you see, flip and tab 2. So if you're on a Canadian listing and you want to check to see quickly what it's like on the .com listing, you can press the flip button and it just reloads it to the .com, or tab, it opens up another tab and flips it to that one. So as you start going through, maybe you see something that's on sale on .ca and you're like, wonder what it looks like on .com. You can press the tab, boom, flip it open, quickly see that combined with AZ Insight. You can make a quick calculation. Can I make money off it or not? This is free. Again, another Chrome plugin. Awesome. I highly recommend it. Save you so much time. Again, like I'm doing so much just manual searching, and we'll talk about that in a bit, but I just, I'm highlighting stuff, I'm looking at deals, I'm trying to go through things really quick, and this just saves me a lot of time flipping back and forth and evaluating everything, com to CA, CA to com, and so on. Seller investigators. This is paid, but not really. So what these guys do is you sync up your account with them, and they will take a percentage of what they find. So they'll go through your account and they'll find damaged inventory, loss, missing inbound shipments, that type of thing. This is a screenshot from my account and how much money they found me. And I've referred it to a ton of people. They've got thousands and thousands of dollars for them. But what they do is their team will go through, check, reconcile all these different crazy reports that I have no idea how to even do it, nor do I want to learn. They'll go through and do all that, and they'll open cases manually for you, not automated, but they'll manually go through and open the cases for you because they have a team in the Philippines, and they'll recover money. And if they recover money, the money goes back into your account, but if they recover it, they charge your credit card, and all they do is take a percentage. And if you use my link below, you'll save like 5%, I think, on the points that they take, and I think they take like 20%. So there is a fee, but only if they find something. So what do you have to lose? Especially if you've been doing this for a while and you've never had a service like this, they'll go back as far as they can. So usually when you first sync it up, they'll go back and open a ton of cases and find you a bunch of money, and then ongoing, kind of every month they'll slowly find a few things. Okay, but found money, right? You won't even know the amount of time it would save to try to go through and reconcile these reports and things like that. I don't want to learn. I tried to do it one time with another tool and it was just painful. And no, this is the solution for me. And I've been using these guys for a few years. Seller Legend. So this is like people struggle, especially when you're a newer seller, to make sure that you understand what the profitability is. You can continue to buy stuff, but I always say you've got to evaluate when you make that purchase. At the time you made it, you had an idea of how much you were going to make, what you were going to sell it for. But the post analysis after you've sold it, what the fees are, what did it finally sell for? Was it a good decision? A lot of sellers, especially new sellers, don't do that. And you need a tool like Seller Legend to try to do that. Sometimes they think that if I do it in my accounting system, it'll do it. No, this is the management analysis. QuickBooks and accounting, that's for taxes and accounting purposes. This is for the management analysis. Whether it's Seller Legend, Seller Board, I hear is another popular one. I've never used it. But this allows you to see, you're putting in your buy costs. It allows you to see, okay, did I make money on each one of these? What is my true profit? What did I sell it for? Which is so important because, you can be busy buying stuff and, thinking that when you make that purchase, you're going to make 50% ROI, 100% ROI. But then in reality, the items you're picking maybe are tanking because they're in national chains and on clearance and everybody's buying them, and by the time yours gets in, then the price just tanks, right? But you wouldn't, it's just so easy to keep buying and not reflecting on what you've done and the actual results. Okay. Rakuten Ebates. Used to be called Ebates, now it's Rakuten. This is just one cashback. There's lots of different cashbacks out there. Sometimes people play around between them trying to find different cashback services that pay higher, but I use these guys because they pay me consistently in my PayPal. It just works. They record the shopping carts, so often. Like how a cashback site works is you go here first, and what you'll do is you'll click on Adidas. So I'll click on that button. It'll open up the Adidas shopping session, and it will give me 4% cash back if it opens it up and I use their link, and which is an affiliate link. Then if I use that and I buy, they will give me 4% cash back or whatever I spend. So some days these things go up to like 10-15%. I've seen I've seen like 40 on some weird antivirus stuff. But I mean, just even some of these retailers like Adidas, I've seen 10-12%. Same with Nike. Every once in a while they'll like pop up, and that day you're like, well, you know what, I wasn't going to plan on sourcing, but maybe I will now because they're doing crazy cash back. Personally, I never consider that as part of my buy cost, because sometimes it does mess up. It might not record the affiliate. You might not get paid out. I mean, they could ban your account. Who knows? But I consider it gravy, just some extra profit. Maybe a marginal buy. If it's like, well, my real target is 35% ROI and this is 30, but I could get some cash back. Maybe those borderline purchases, it might help. But just another way to lower your buy costs, get a few more dollars. So I've got some links below. It works on, there's a CA and a .com version. They're both great. And then you can also install like the second image here. That's the Chrome plugin. So you'll actually, if you go to the website and you forget to click here, then if you have this plugin installed, it'll pop up saying, "Hey, guess what? They're on Rakuten. Do you want to activate the cashback?" You press that button, it goes, calculates it, opens the affiliate thing, boom, and away you go. It's easy. I've made thousands of dollars in cashback over the years. It's another plugin I like called Honey. So this is a free one too. And what Honey does is it'll show this. I install the Chrome plugin too. And when it goes to a checkout for some websites, it has a bunch of codes. So it'll test the codes and see what code might work. Maybe there's a new, 50% off, 10% off, some sort of discount code that you're not aware of, and it'll keep testing them on the cart. It'll try a whole bunch of times and then say, okay, did we find something or did we not? So, which is good. The only thing you got to watch out is you try that, but sometimes Honey will overrule or override the affiliate link from Rakuten. So you might use Rakuten, try Honey, it says nothing, earn some Honey Gold, and then you don't earn your Ebates money, or Rakuten money, you earn Honey Gold, which I don't know, whatever, it's not as good. So then you might have to click Rakuten again. You've already tried this, click Rakuten again to open the affiliate under them to make sure you get the right commission. So just be wary of that. Sometimes it screws up. But the other thing is, it's cool, is it'll show you, okay, here's some coupons, it'll test some things. Just another way to kick over some stones and try to save you some money. And it's free. Chrome plugin. Inventory Labs. Now this only works for Amazon.com sales. It doesn't work for CA. So all my com shipments, we use this. It's really cool tool. So you basically, you'll take the item, scan the barcode, it'll add it to your inventory if it's not there. You put in date you purchased it, who you purchased it from, your buy cost, and you can put in your current selling price. It shows you the different offers and tells you what your ROI is. You set it, boom, it spits out the label you need right there on your dyno. Add the label on, and it tracks all your buy costs and things like that on the back end and your profits. But it only does it for com. So if you're only on com, I would absolutely 100% recommend this. If you're on .ca, it has that shortcoming, right? But we use this still for all our .com. It's easy for the labels, and then what it also does is it does some work with Seller Central, figures out what your shipping is going to be, and then says, okay, here's the shipments it's created. And if some of them don't make sense, and you're like, well, I'm not sending one pair of shoes to this location, you can press delete and save it for later. You haven't actually created the shipment. So it allows a little bit of shipment creation manipulation, which is what I really like. Obviously tracking the profitability, just super easy printing out the labels. It just makes things really quite simple. It's super valuable, but if you're on .ca, it won't work. It's only for .com, and they just won't make it for .ca yet. I don't understand, but I recommend it if that's what you're doing. The other one I use is inform.co. This is the repricer I've used since day one. Some people use Be Cool, There's some other ones, Aurora. I don't know. I haven't tried them. I haven't messed around. This one just kind of works for me, and I've had it since day one. And what it also does is when I put the buy costs in at Inventory Labs, it automatically syncs up to Informed. So sorry, what Informed is my repricer. So it automatically uses my buy costs. I've set my criteria for how I want to price things. So it automatically does that, and then it reprices my inventory and battles people, and so on. I mean, when you're first starting out, you only have a limited number of SKUs. I wouldn't worry about it, but as you start to grow, you're not going to be able to go through it and reprice everything all the time. So that's when you want a repricer to help you, especially during Q4, where the prices are changing so crazy. If you've got a fast movers, I would recommend it. But again, more expensive. I wouldn't do this to start. This is kind of a later on as you start to scale and build. As you go through, like you can spend a lot of money on monthly software, but it has to make sense to your business. That's why I say, start out with Keepa, start out with AZ Insight. Those ones will cost you hard dollars, but they make sense. Seller investigators, they don't cost you, only a percentage of what they find. You got to do that. But as you start to grow, then you're like, okay, maybe I'll add this on, right? The next step is the repricer. Another one, which is kind of the next step, is tactical arbitrage. So everybody raves about tactical arbitrage because this is, the dream, right? Oh, look, just scan a bunch of websites and, show me all the stuff. Well, it is automated to a degree, but still requires, you to go in and understand how you're setting it up and your search parameters, and then actually go through the data that it's found and figure out what actually makes sense and what's still a good buy. Because sometimes you get false matches and things like that. But I mean, there's, reverse search, wholesale search, Amazon flips, like just regular, there's all kinds of websites, whether it's Canadian, US, UK, there's so many sites. And then there's other additional add-ons like Tactical Bucket and things like that also work in conjunction, and you can, like, it's a whole nother level. I just wanted to put it out there because it's good, but it's one of those things, if you're ready to take it to the next level and start automating more and getting more processes in place, and maybe you're getting a VA and you've got processes for them and then they could start running it, then that's this would be the next level. But it's not cheap, so I wouldn't jump to it just yet. I mean, I have it, my VA uses it. I don't use it personally really at all. I mainly do manual searching, but I could spend a ton of money real quick. So this is more for the seller who's very statistical, methodical, organized, and you could really run and crunch numbers. And, I know guys that have totally pretty much outsourced their business using this and VAs, but, requires training and documentation and, processes. But it's super powerful if you get to that level. Okay. And last but not least, this one's Taxomate. So obviously, I'm a big fan of QuickBooks for doing your bookkeeping and accounting. What Taxomate does, the biggest problem I see when people are doing their accounting is they don't book the Amazon sales correctly. Because Amazon, as we know, you sell something for $100, they take $30 in fees, and then maybe you have a reserve, and then the money they actually give you is way less than what you sold it for. But to correctly record that, really you sold that $100, whereas people make that error and they're like, oh, well, all I got was $10. At the end of it, I'll record $10 in sales, and that's wrong. So I have some other videos where I show you how you can do it manually if you want, but I really like using Taxomate because it syncs up automatically with your Amazon marketplaces, .ca, .com, and a bunch of other ones, and it'll automatically bring in all the sales and refunds and everything like that, and boom, put it into QuickBooks for you, hands off. That's half the battle. If you're using QuickBooks and you're syncing up your credit card and your bank statements, then that's all your expenses. That should be all your expenses. And then this handles like your revenues. I mean, that's, like 90% of the work that you need to do right there as far as good bookkeeping. So spend a little bit of money, automate it. Don't have to worry about it. So that's my 12 tools. All the links below. A couple might be affiliate links. If you click on them, give me some love. Maybe I make a couple dollars. But most of these guys all have free trials. Most of them, I don't think even require a credit card on the free trial. So just give it a shot, see if it works for you. But if you only have a limited budget, just start to scale. Okay, what do I want to spend my money on? If you have a budget of, $100 a month or $50 a month on software, well, where's the best to allocate it? And hopefully some of these programs that I've showed you will give you some indication, some pointers which to use. Again, if you want free training, oemasterclass.com/free FBA, or my more in-depth on-demand training is oamasterclass.com/webinar, where I take you through a lot of how I do it and how I managed to sell a lot and live full-time in Costa Rica. So hopefully you find this video helpful. If it does, hit the like, subscribe, smash, whatever, share it to somebody. It's appreciated. Till then, see you next time.